Hey everybody, you're watching We the Fandom, where we discuss comic books, pop culture, and the fandom experience. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel to see more content. How's it going everybody? Jacob here at We the Fandom with another Christmas comic book, this one being the Larfleeze Christmas Special. Who is Larfleeze, you may ask? Well, for those of you who have heard of Green Lantern but aren't super familiar with the Green Lantern mythos, there exists the Green Lantern Corps, who acts as the protectors of the universe, but they're actually only one aspect of the emotional electromagnetic spectrum. There are other corps with their own objectives, to include the Orange Lantern Corps, which is made up of just Larfleeze by himself, and the Orange Lantern embodies the emotion of avarice or greed. Also in this story is a servant Glomulus, who's basically just a construct because there can really only be one Orange Lantern at a time. But I can go into more into the different Lantern Corps in a future video. So we start off with Larfleeze waking up in a cabin in Front Branch, Minnesota. So shout out to anyone who's from Minnesota. I'm not sure why they decided to put the story there, unless someone who wrote this comic is from Front Branch, Minnesota. It was also, this comic was written by Jeff Johns and illustrated by Brett Booth. But it's Christmas morning. Larfleeze and Glomulus run down the stairs, and Larfleeze has all the excitement of a little kid on Christmas. Like, oh man, I hope I get everything on my list. I wonder what Santa put in my stocking. Or I'm going to eat so much food today, which is basically how I act on Christmas. So, I understand. But he gets down the stairs and sees nothing under the tree, automatically assuming that the presents were stolen, until he realizes that the cookies were eaten and the chimney hasn't been used. We then see what I believe is an actual cookie recipe. I haven't tried it out, but they do look like they would taste good. Anyways, Larfleeze is super pissed off. I mean, he came all the way to Earth, built a cabin with a chimney, put all those decorations up, and even made cookies, and Santa didn't even show up. At that moment, he sees Santa on what I assume are one of his many TVs. They don't say where Santa is located, but somehow Larfleeze is able to get there, and he's using a sleigh and reindeer made up of Orange Lantern light constructs. But when he captures the guy, his beard comes off, and so he believes this one is a decoy as he sees another Santa running into a building. He chases that one into what I assume is a mall, where he sees an entire group of mall Santas. At this point, he thinks this is some kind of like grand conspiracy against him by Santa Claus to not give him any presents. But then this little kid speaks up and tells him that the real Santa is at the North Pole, which of course every Earth child knows. So we get this little montage of him traveling to different Arctic environments. He meets the abominable snowman, and we get to see the Superman's Fortress of Solitude. Also, that is a real maze in the middle. I was able to do it. But anyways, he gets to the North Pole, and there's no Santa. So in his frustration, he decides to melt the entire North Pole. But then Hal Jordan, Green Lantern, shows up to stop him and explain that basically Santa isn't real. Which I don't know if Santa is real in DC Comics or not. There's lots of different Christmas-themed comics within DC, but a lot of them usually aren't within continuity. But Larfleeze doesn't believe him, and Hal has to explain that Christmas isn't just about getting presents, it's about the Christmas spirit. Of course, Larfleeze, thinking that the Christmas spirit is some kind of power that you can possess, asks how he can get it. We get another filler page that shows you how to make a Larfleeze ornament. But getting back to the story, Hal sees Larfleeze's enormous pile of junk and realizes that there are actually lots of toys and stuff. And he basically collects them all, and they travel the world, giving stuff out to needy children in order for him to show Larfleeze what the Christmas spirit is all about. Of course, when they finish and go back to the cabin, Larfleeze looks around his now empty space and is like, damn, the Christmas spirit sucks. Like, I just want to find Santa Claus and get my damn presents. Hal Jordan takes a look at his list and sees that one of the things he wants is a hovercraft, and says, dude, your ring can literally create anything. Why do you want a hovercraft? But Larfleeze responds, because it can travel on land and sea, man. Like, I gotta have it. Of course, that's a dumb response, but at the same time, it's in Larfleeze's nature to basically want everything. So, I guess he has to have a hovercraft. As Hal Jordan leaves, he says, why don't you take a look at your list and see if there's anything on there that you actually need. We then go to Larfleeze in his cabin, looking pretty sad that he wasn't able to meet Santa and get his presents, and you can see one of the items on his list is his family, which I definitely wasn't expecting. I mean, his whole thing is that he only cares about himself and acquiring everything for himself. But yeah, Christmas comics are usually just silly nonsense, and while there was definitely a lot of silly stuff in here, I also think the story makes a lot of sense for this character. I would even go so far as to say that this story is probably within continuity for the current lineup of DC. But that's all I had for you guys today. If you are new to We the Fandom, please hit that subscribe button. If you enjoyed this video, please smash the like. This video should be coming out on Christmas Eve, so for those of you who celebrate, I hope you have a great Christmas, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.